what just happened? I opened Spotify this morning expecting the usual charts, but my jaw hit the floor. Jimin, 1.7 billion views on a solo song in less than a year. What? How? This isn't just a number. This is something nobody saw coming. Let's rewind and talk about what really happened here. Jimin's song Who, the title track from his second solo album Muse, dropped on July 19, 2024. Since then, it hasn't just climbed charts, it's been living on them. 308 days later, it became the fastest K-pop song ever to hit 1.7 billion streams on Spotify. Not just fast, it broke the record. But here's the twist. Jimin did it without any featured artists, no international collabs, no flashy promotions, and this part gets me while he's been serving in the military. Just take that in for a second. While most artists rely on major PR, media appearances, or A-list collabs to get those numbers, Jimin just quietly changed history. The power of that speaks volumes. It wasn't hype, it was heart. And let's be clear, this isn't just a K-pop record. This is global. He's now up there with Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars, Billie Eilish, Harry Styles, and Sabrina Carpenter. And for an Asian solo artist to achieve this on that level, it's unheard of. He's officially the 6th fastest in Spotify history to reach that milestone. And guess what else? Even without any new performances or fan events, Who is still ranked number 15 on Spotify's global daily chart. After nearly a year, every single day people are streaming this song. Why? Because something about it just connects. You hear the first few notes, and it's like you feel something stir. It's vulnerable, powerful, a little haunting, and completely unforgettable. There's a raw honesty in Jimin's voice that doesn't just sound beautiful, it feels like truth. And the love isn't just on Spotify. On YouTube, the official music video for Who flew past 100 million views. On Shazam, over 1.18 million people searched for it, because they just had to know who was behind that voice. On Korea's biggest streaming platform, Melon Who racked up more than 42 million streams, proving this song didn't just go global, it went everywhere. And here's something that gave me chills. Jimin is now the only Korean solo singer with 2 songs, Who and Like Crazy, that have surpassed 1.3 billion streams each. Spotify even sent him not 1, but 2 plaques to commemorate the milestones. But here's what makes all of this hit even harder. He wasn't on stage. He wasn't in front of cameras. He was quietly fulfilling his duty, serving in the military. And still, his voice carried across the world. Still, his art reached people in ways most artists only dream of. That's the kind of impact you can't manufacture. That's not PR. That's not viral trend. That's legacy. And now, we're just days away, June 11th to be exact, from Jimin being officially discharged. He's almost back, and if he could break all these records without being active, imagine what happens when he returns. I think that's what makes this moment so emotional. It's not just about stats or charts. It's about an artist who poured his soul into a song, and the entire world listened. They felt it. They understood. So if you're wondering if Jimin's solo career is just a side note to BTS, no, this is something entirely his own. His voice, his story, his artistry. It's standing on its own, louder than ever. No features, no gimmicks, just Jimin. And we can't stop listening, like stream, cry, repeat.